Hey, it's Alexei, and today we're going to be talking about blend mode in the cloner. It's the thing over here where you switch to blend, because then we can use an effector to use the modify clone parameter to control the amount of clones, which will let us control height of buildings in the cities that we're building. It's going to be pretty neat. And then in the next tutorial, we're going to actually build a more detailed building to make more sense of this. And then we're going to add it to our fracture cloner city generator thing we have.
Need rigs? Ace 5 Studios has rigs.
So let's get started. Let's make a cube and let's give it a bunch of subdivisions. And let's put a bend deformer underneath it. Now, let's put this guy into a cloner object. And let's make this a bit bigger so we can see that we have our 4 cubes. Now, as we discussed, the cloner object has a couple of modes here under clones. You can do iterate, random, blend, and sort. And today we're going to talk about blending, because we talked about random already in a previous tutorial. So if we get this cube, and let's make this linear just to make it a bit more obvious, and let's drag it out, and maybe make a couple more of them. Now, if we have one cube here, if we make another cube and copy it, so we have it here, and we change the bend to something stronger, or maybe we could just put it back to here, for example. Now, as you can see, right now it alternates in 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. That's because we're at iterate. If we do random, then it'll just randomly arrange them. And if we do blend, you'll see it actually goes from one slowly to the other. But maybe let's make it a bit more obvious. Let's get this guy and let's not go into -6. Let's just keep them. There you go. Maybe this will be more obvious if we make the cube longer. Let's make the cube longer and let's get this guy fit to parent. There you go. And now copy this cube, and this guy will be, there you go. So you can see the progression. It blends between one and the other. So you can do the other end, and you can blend between them like so. And if you increase the number of clones, you will see the blend is more smooth. So this is the concept that we're going to be using. And the thing is, it can look at any parameter you want. So if we delete this bend, and we just make one of the cubes much longer or thicker, you'll see that it blends between them. So it doesn't really matter what you use as long as they're similar enough. Like you can't use a sphere in a cube. If you put a sphere in there, it has a different amount of points, so it'll just go from one to the other halfway through. So you want something with the same amount of points. But also you can, for example, make this one editable, and we're going to make both of them editable. Oops. But now when you get one of them and you use like the brush tool, you can just do a geometry thing on it, whatever that is, and then when you turn it on, you'll see that it blends from regular cube to the deformed one that we made. So let's do this, but with building floors, because we're making a building. So let's make a cube, and let's squash it down. Let's move it up a bit here, and make it editable, and go into polygon mode, and then go KL for loop cut. Make a cut here. It's going to be just a quick building modeling, and then we can select all these guys, and we can right click and go inset and untick preserve groups, so we can for windows, and then right click and extrude it inside, and yeah, there you go. We basically have this building. We can also get these guys and we can apply a material to them. Let's make a material, let's make it, I guess, blue, and right click and apply. There you go, we have little windows. I can just make another material and make it dark gray and apply it to the rest of this, so we have a darker material here, and let's turn off its reflection. We don't need that. Let's make it a bit lighter. Wonderful. And keep it white. And we're going to put it into a cloner, and we're going to change it to linear. So it goes up, and there you go. And let's just have a bunch of them. Now, so there is our kind of dynamic building for now, right? We can control the amount of floors it has. And that's pretty much it at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this cloner and we're going to Control C, Control V it. And then this cloner will have a lot less floors. Whereas this one will have more. And we're going to put this into another cloner. We're going to put both of these guys into a cloner. So call this floor 1. This is floor 2. No, sorry, this is building short. And this is building tall. And this is just building. So as you can see right now, it's kind of iterating through them, but we don't want that. We want to switch to linear so we can see what's going on. And we want to, let's just drag them out so we can see them. And we want to switch it to blend. And as you can see, it blends from one to the other, which is perfect. Now to control these guys, to control how tall they are, we're going to get a plane effector. And this plane effector, we're going to turn off position, and we're going to just turn on this modified clone. As soon as we switch it from 0, boom, they're all in 1%. As you increase it, they blend to the other one. So it blends from one of these to the other, depending on where your modified clone is. As long as it's not 0, it'll blend between them. So, and what we can do with this is we can put it to 100%, and then we go to fields, and we can control this plane effector. So we can add, for example, a spherical field. And as you can see, now it affects that one. Let's just make it a bit bigger. And we move it around, and we can grow them. So if we switch our building here from linear to, let's say, grid, and let's significantly increase the size of our grid, as you can see now, where we have a field, we have a little kind of city thing. And if we increase how tall, we renamed them wrong, but anyway, if we increase this one to many floors, you can see it grows, and we can also decrease the fall off here. As you can see, we have the city here, and we can also stack this. We can also add here not just spherical, we can add a random effector, for example, a random field. Where is it? There it is. And you can see now it affects it, but we probably want that below. No. Normal and multiply. Nope. Let's turn this guy off for a second. So that's the random field. And if we put the sphere on top and blend it. Don't judge me, it's late. There we go. See, if we scale it together, now we have the sphere to control where the tall buildings are, and the buildings still have randomness in height, so they're all the same. Now, the issue that we have right now is this works great now because the buildings actually affected like this highs. And but what we do have a problem is that we have this building cloner here, and inside we only have these 2 buildings, so it's like all the buildings are going to be the same in our city, and that's not the case because we have a technique. So what we do is we get this building and we change it to linear and we change it to 1, and now this modified plane will just control this cloner here. So we do, then we put this building cloner into another cloner. And now this cloner is going to be our city cloner. As you can see, oops, too many of them. Okay. As you can see, it's actually affecting them inside. So the effector is applied not to the big cloner, so you know effectors here. It's applied to the inside one, but it affects it nevertheless inside. Let's turn off our random field for a second. So why is this not affecting it? Who has genius ideas? Probably because, let's just remove the random field for now. Because it's multiplying, nothing to multiply. Okay, so let's go normal. And maybe let's bring them together a bit. So there you go. We have this sphere now working. And as you can see, the buildings are affected, but inside, this is the, let's call this a city cloner. And this is the building. So now if we want a different one, we can control drag it, and this will be building whatever one. And let's turn off these guys for a second. And in this one, let's get us cubes, and let's change the material. Let's get another material. Let's make it green. Okay, keep one of them blue. And get these cubes and find where they are and go into our polygon mode. And let's add a loop cut here. And then we go to point mode and select all these here and just scale them out. So it's obviously a different building. Now turn everything back on, make it visible. And there you go. Now you can have different buildings. As you can see, now they're iterating. We can go city cloner and we can go random. And now we have random buildings in the city. And this is a very handy technique. In the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to build a more complex building using this effect. So the buildings aren't just a simple clone of floors. I'm going to show you how to make a roof and stuff. But yeah, this technique is very useful for such things. And let's go turn on the random field again, because let's drag it back in here. And let's change the order. And maybe add, there we go. So now let's just random field a bit smaller. There you go. And now a spherical field affects the buildings. So yeah, that's the approach we're going to use in our future tutorials. So stay tuned. And remember, if you need any more characters, we have a bunch of stuff on ace5studios.com. All these characters are animation ready, rigs, have materials, are fully customizable, and you can use them in your own commercial projects. We also have more stuff here, like some free rigs you can try out. We have character building kits. We have packs of simpler characters for infographics and infomercials and whatever it is you're making. There's kids. There's also some animals there, so go check it out. You won't be sorry.